Hello everyone, I'm Jinyu. Welcome to Jinyu Talks about the spleen and stomach. Actually, many fans often ask me how to eliminate dampness, and they describe their bodies as always feeling tired and weak, with dry and bitter mouth, and easily drowsy really. There are so many people like this. Besides these symptoms, some people's performance is that the stool is not formed, which is called loose stools in traditional Chinese medicine. And in life, they often feel listless and particularly easy to get tired, and they can't wake up. There are so many such fans, and I have friends like this around me. I tell everyone that most of these problems are related to our dampness, and most of them are a bit related to spleen deficiency. When the dampness is too large and the qi is deficient, people are often weak. Lack of spirit, have loose stools, feel tired, and have sore waist and knees, etc. Many people feel weak and deficient, and at this time, everyone starts to say, I am too deficient, I should start to replenish. Then they replenish qi and blood and drink vigorously. Such products are also dazzling, making people say they're dazzling. In the end, everyone says they have spent a lot of money, but the effect is not ideal because everyone's constitution is different, so you see it is a deficiency if you don't eliminate dampness. Don't durcy and keep replenishing. It can be said to be adding insult to injury. But when we eliminate dampness, we must know how to eliminate your own dampness. First, we should invigorate the spleen or how to eliminate dampness. At this time, everyone must find a professional to help you diagnose and then help you adjust after diagnosis, which is the most critical. Otherwise, you will find that it is useless after drinking for a long time, and we will become more and more serious. Old problems are relapsed, and new problems have been added. So I tell everyone, if you want to eliminate dampness, we must change our current diet and lifestyle. And it's definitely not just drinking some red bean soup, Kai tea can eliminate dampness. I tell everyone, if we want to solve these problems, it's not something you can do in 1 or 2 days. You have to persist for more than 3 months at least, because our dampness is not formed in 1 or 2 days, and it can't leave in 1 or 2 days. Speaking of this, I thought of a fan, Mr. Q and his wife, not very old, both in their 40s, and both of them felt that their bodies were well maintained before. After the age of 40, they started to gain weight and became less and less fond of sports. After dinner, the two of them lay on the bed, one watching TV and the other brushing the phone. Of course, we say that after a certain age, the children are also at ease. And there is not so much anxiety. Then they eat more slowly, and the couple often feel that they should make up for themselves. And they do all kinds of food, eating more and exercising less. People are getting fat. Usually, the couple should also supplement nutrition for the child. And they will supplement the family meals, changing the way to cook for the child. As a result, one day, the couple's weight is out of control. The quality of sleep at night is not very good, and they have no spirit during the days. However, as soon as they do a little work, people feel sweaty, sweating profusely. In addition, Mr. Q has another phenomenon, which is that his face is particularly prone to oil, and his hair is also oily. After the oil comes out, there is another annoying problem, which is hair loss, so he bought a lot of hair growth shampoo, hair care, and can use it for 2 years, and he did not see how to grow a dark and thick hair. As a result, he said it was a seborrheic hair loss, and the body had too much dampness. Mr. Q's wife used to like to tidy up the housework at home. Now that her own weight has increased, we say it has soared, and people have become lazy, drag the floor, feel very tired, and then go to bed and lie down, brush the phone, and watch TV. In fact, I tell everyone, people with heavy dampness are particularly tired. So, if you want to lose the big belly, we should indeed start with this dampness. Dampness is a major reason. As long as you figure out how to get rid of the dampness, you will find that people have become more relaxed than before, right? Then in an instant, he went from being a greasy man with a big belly to a handsome guy. Women, by expelling the excess dampness, lost the belly fat. No more elephant legs, no more double chin, and regained the figure around the age of 30, making them more beautiful, younger, more confident, and more energetic. So, if you want to get rid of dampness, you must understand where the dampness comes from. You must know where it comes from. Let me ask everyone, do you believe in cause and effect? What is cause and effect? If dampness is our cause and effect, to put it bluntly, it's called karmic retribution. Haha, please don't mind me saying this. Although it sounds bad, it's just a cause and effect. Take Mr. Ku for example. Since his child started high school and lived on campus, he let go of himself. Because he works in an advertising company as a planner, he often stays up late at night, works overtime without restraint, and when he is hungry, he eats at night, eating whatever is in the refrigerator, even adding meals by himself, such as instant noodles, bread, takeout, and so on. In less than 2 years, he found that he had gained more than 30 pounds. And such a greasy big belly suddenly appeared. His face was full of acne and oil, his mouth began to have an odor, and all kinds of dampness problems arose. So the symptoms of spleen and stomach deficiency came one after another. I tell you, like Mr. Cure, his work concentration was not focused during the day, and gradually he found that his life was getting worse and worse, and his mood was particularly bad. This is what I talked about in my previous program. Isn't it cause and effect? If you plan what kind of cause, you will get what kind of result, right? We often say you reap what you sow, right? Mr. Q is indulging in staying up late and irregular diet, and the body is giving you bad results, and you have these symptoms. Our dampness is actually like a stick lying horizontally in the middle of our body, preventing the normal operation of the spleen and stomach key mechanism. The spleen is responsible for rising and clearing, and the stomach is responsible for descending and turbid. Now, the ascending and descending key mechanism of the spleen and stomach is suddenly in disorder. Can Mr. Ku's body not have problems? Think about it, isn't that the truth? Mr. Ku's big belly is because the ascending and descending key mechanism of the spleen and stomach is not smooth, and the dampness has trapped the spleen and stomach, so it can't move. As a result, all kinds of small problems in his body gradually emerge. In fact, this is not surprising. We often say, you reap what you sow. In traditional Chinese medicine, it is said that dampness is the typical cause of obesity. Obesity can easily lead to various diseases, especially stubborn dampness problems. If it is not solved, I tell you, your problem will become more and more serious. So, I asked Mr. Q to persist in invigorating the spleen and nourishing the stomach. Using what? It's this breakfast pot we have. It's very convenient to use. and it can be made with boiling water, which are all ingredients for invigorating the spleen and nourishing the stomach. They are all detailed in the 29th and Compendium of Materia Medica. As long as you persist, the effect of removing dampness is very obvious. Because there is such a saying in traditional Chinese medicine, 1,000 colds are easy to disperse, but a dampness is hard to eliminate. I believe many friends have heard this, right? Let me tell you, for example, if you mix flour with oil and water and then you want to separate them. It's not easy, right? Only by persisting can you achieve what slowly and bit by bit metabolize it away. So, after using the breakfast pot, Mr. Q has seen the effect and he feels significantly different. Moreover, he often exercises. There is not as much flab on his stomach as before. His weight has decreased, and he feels that his dampness has decreased a lot. The problem of oily hair is not as severe as before. There is no odor under the arms, and there is no other taste in the mouth, which has been significantly reduced. He is more energetic than before, and he is happier and more relaxed. Who gave this to him? Isn't it his own life? Persisting and combining with the right amount of exercise. Isn't that great? In fact, the ingredients in the breakfast pot are all from the same source of food and medicine. I often say, rest assured to use them, and Mr. Q before also tried to lose weight, but it was not as fast as this time of dampness removal. He also tried all kinds of messy products, but the effect was not very good. Why? One is that there was no certain persistence, and the other was that the prescription was not right. We say that no matter how hard you work, it's in vain. Now, using this breakfast pot, the body changes day by day because he and his wife eat together, and both of them can make a big change. So, at that time, the reporter made a 3-month health plan for him. In the early stage, the diet was low in oil and salt, and avoid eating too much greasy food. Also, at the beginning, he was asked to abstain from certain foods. Later on, he gradually loosened a lot, which was the main thing. He also cooperated seriously, and the couple who did not exercise before now has an added method, which is slow walking or Vara exercises, doing one set each morning and evening. The Vara exercises, as well as the 8 pieces of brocade, are very good for invigorating the spleen and stomach and dispelling dampness. The movements are very simple. As long as you persist, you can reap unexpected effects. If you want to learn the Vara exercises, you can learn them by yourself. I have also recorded some videos, and if you want them, just leave a message for me at the bottom of the screen, and I will send them to you. But here I emphasize one point. The 8 sections of Vara exercises, when you practice, each movement should be in place. Each move should be done properly. If you don't understand, you can ask me. The dampness, as I have said to you, is harmful to the body and has a great impact on our health. How does it enter our body? In fact, I will briefly summarize for you. There are roughly 4 points. First, dampness comes from our greed for cold food, whether it is winter or summer. If you eat too much cold food, chilled drinks, cola, and sip by sip, it is cool and refreshing, which of course also makes you feel the troubles in your heart. Eating cold food directly damages your yang energy. Speaking of this, let me give you an example. In Dream of the Red Chamber, there is such a sentence. When Baon was drinking, he was drinking cold wine. and someone advised him not to drink cold wine because your body needs to warm the wine through your 5 internal organs, which can damage your yang energy, right? But when you eat cold food, it actually damages the spleen, and you need to use how much yang energy in your body to warm this cold food. So once the spleen and stomach's transportation and transformation function is abnormal, physiological functions will be problematic and dampness will be produced, which can easily lead to obesity, edema, and metabolic disorders when it stays in the body. The second is staying in an air-conditioned room all day, which is not good after a long time. We feel uncomfortable all over with dizziness and eye swelling, which is actually also related to dampness. This dampness cannot communicate with the outside world and stays in your body for a long time, causing your hair to become oily and you to feel weak all over. Coupled with heavy dampness, we say weakness and lack of energy. We say that the human body is a very precise instrument, and each pore communicates with the outside world. It adjusts the body's humidity and temperature according to the external environment. If you always stay in an air-conditioned room and cannot communicate normally with the outside world, once the dampness in the body is locked, it is like ghrelin noodles which cannot be excreted, and it is difficult to peel the dampness out of the body. Next is staying up late, which is quite common in today's turbid and toxic environment. For example, many people stay up late, feel mentally exhausted, and are listless. I tell you, it is also easy to have a decline in immunity, either catching a cold or having a fever, often feeling uncomfortable in the stomach, and also frequently having allergies. In fact, people with heavy dampness are related to spleen deficiency, and people with heavy dampness are prone to catching colds and these problems. In fact, you don't realize it, and you catch a cold unconsciously, right? The immunity of modern people is really very poor. On the contrary, the situation of the body's immunity is directly related to dampness. The emergence of dampness, in fact, has one cause that is often overlooked, which is wearing too little. Dampness is one of the 6 evils in traditional Chinese medicine, and damp evil includes internal dampness and external dampness. This external dampness is often intangible and overlooked by us. For example, in many cases, such as the southern part of the country during the rainy season or in a humid environment, it may allow dampness to invade. You see, in autumn, people rarely produce dampness. Why? Because autumn is dry, right? The heaviest dampness is in summer. During the dog days, the dampness is the heaviest, and many people do not wipe after taking a bath and let it air dry naturally, which is also prone to dampness entering the body. So, everyone must develop good living habits. In fact, traditional Chinese medicine has given us many methods to strengthen the spleen and dispel dampness. For example, red beans and quail seeds, their combination is a good combination for dispelling dampness. During the process of dispelling dampness, there is also a good effect of strengthening the spleen. In fact, ureophoric seed is known as the ginseng in the water, which is a loyal guardian for our spleen and stomach. Chinese yame, including poria. These 2 flavors not only strengthen the spleen but also have a solidifying effect. Their properties and flavors are warm, and they have a nourishing effect, which is very suitable for modern people, especially those with spleen and kidney deficiency. It is very good to eat more. Lotus seeds, including cod seed, plus Hericium arenosus and so on. It has the effect of calming, dispelling cold, promoting diuresis, dispelling dampness, and protecting the gastric mucosa. If you combine these medicinal and edible ingredients according to your own reasonable matching, then we have developed the 5 elements breakfast paste and the 10 flavors breakfast paste for everyone. In the next program, I will introduce in detail how these 2 breakfast pots help us to strengthen the spleen and dispel dampness, and help us solve more problems with weak spleen and stomach function. Well, this issue is discussed with everyone here. Thank you, friends, for listening, and I hope everyone can change their bad living habits and also have the spirit of self-growth. Let our bodies get better and better. Well, this topic is discussed with everyone here. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel and see you next time.